Great energy, great effort, and everyone played their part.
One of the big things that seemed to be was your defense, as it has been when you've played well this year. And, you know, they had so many points off turnovers when they got their win over Wisconsin. Today you outscored them 24-4 in points off turnovers. That had to be big.
Yeah, I think just being disciplined and taking care of the ball is the biggest thing. Me and Joe have been doing it all year. You know, we learned last year against Tennessee the hard way, and I thought we just came out, and like I said, we were just disciplined.
You guys can obviously all score. You had 4 threes. Jared had 8. 22 assists, though. How did you guys play so connected all afternoon?
I mean, we just playing together. You know, we have fun when we play together.
To pick up those fouls early in the half because Grand Canyon does such a good job of getting to the free throw line, and those fouls have added up against their opponents.
Blackshear gives it off to Harrison near wing. He'll direct traffic, calls for a screen. Now gives it off to McLaughlin. Their top three-point shooter has that one rattle around, pop out. Pringle clears the miss for Alabama. The Tide will come the other way. We got 5-on-4s. They've got an injured player down. Bama works it around to Walters. Now they're going to blow the whistle and call timeout as Bama had the advantage.
Didn't take it. If you take it initially, they're not going to blow the whistle, but Alabama reset their offense, and now the officials blew it dead. That was the right call. Alabama really with a mistake right there. You got to attack on a 5-on-4 situation.
Slow to get up was Colin Moore. It's like he got hit in the nose. It's bleeding right now. We had that basically happen. Not basically, we had that exactly happen to Latrell Reitzel in the game against Charleston, and now he's back, thankfully, and fine.
Well, we've talked about Alabama having great looks and not converting. Alabama just 2 for 12, 17%, but fortunately getting the job done defensively, forcing Grand Canyon into some tough shots. The Lobes just 1 for 13, 8%. We thought we would see a high-scoring, high-flying game, and so far it has not been high-scoring. It has been up and down. I think both teams maybe a little tight, a little nervous, or a little too excited about this one. Both fired up to be in the round of 32 with a chance to go to the Sweet 16.
13:57 remains in the opening half, and it will be Alabama basketball. 22 on the shot clock as Estrada will inbound at side court. 2 hour left. Aaron looking to get it in, does so to Pringle left wing. He will hand it off to Sears. Back to Pringle, goes inside, lays it up too strong, but got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, Bama had numbers, but because of the injury situation, essentially a timeout for Nate Oates, and he's been so good drawing up sideline out-of-bounds plays after timeouts, underneath out-of-bounds plays. Right there, Nick Pringle going to the basket. Grand Canyon had no choice but to foul, and that'll send the senior to the line.
Pringle, the first of 2. It's up, and it's perfect.
Nick with a new hairstyle here in the second round.
The headband, poofing the hair up a little bit.
Nice. Looks more like he's 6'11" here today.
Look, man, look for advantages where you can. Can't get the second one to go. Ball tipped in the air by Walters, but controlled by GCU. Here come the Lopes front court with Harrison, giving way now to Blackshear. Near side to War. War feeding it around on the far wing to Harrison. It's Luke War who is checked in. Tall post player as they'll drive down the lane, and shot attempt of Ray Harrison is blocked, but a foul's going to be whistled on the Tide, and I believe that's going to be on Mark Sears. His first, team fourth now in Alabama. The Lopes have been called for 2, and check that. It's going to be 1-5, not number 1, so Jared Stevenson is called for personal number 2. And that's why Grant Nelson's going to hop up and go to the scores table, and they'll get Stevenson out of the game quickly, and Latrell Reitzel will come in and replace Aaron Estrada.
Alabama, the much deeper team. Now, you do have longer halftime and timeouts in the NCAA tournament, but Bama goes much deeper.
Pringle almost stole the inbounds pass, but couldn't control it. Goes out of bounds, and possession will belong to the Lopes. That's an interesting matchup. McLaughlin and Pringle, 2 great athletes. Guys much closer in height, battling now as the inbounds goes to Blackshear. Blackshear will give way to Harrison now out high. Shot clock is down to 10 seconds. Game clock at 13:23 first half, and Bama a 7-3 lead. Harrison reverses back left side to Grant Foster. He will stop, he'll look, he'll pull up 17 and get it to go. Had a hand in his face, but was able to drop it home. That's their second made field goal. 7-5 now our score.
Pretty good defense by Mark Sears, but it was just 6-7 against 6-1.
Reitzel with the basketball. Dribbles to the center of the floor, flips it now to Sears. Mark takes it left wing, tries to drive, gets underneath the basket, had it poked away, tips it in the air. They battle again, and it's controlled by the Lopes. Quick hands and strong as well is GCU. They'll fire a pass near side. Blackshear shot attempt blocked by Nelson. The ball goes out of bounds, and possession will belong to GCU. Great job coming out by Nelson to swat that shot away.
Well, I just said it was Tyon Grant Foster 6-7 over the 6-1 Mark Sears. This time it was Blackshear at 5'11 going up against 6'11 Grant Nelson, and 6'11 won on that.
He did indeed, as we'll see Grant Foster inbounded with 19 on the shot clock. Gets it to Harrison on the wing. He'll dribble it out to the center of the floor with 15 now on the shot clock. Goes left side, stops, looks back up top. McLaughlin, he'll try a three. It's short. Rebounded by Walters. Gives it off now to Estrada. And Aaron will bring it front court for the Tide. To Walters again. Walters flips it back to Estrada. 20 on the shot clock. 12:15 to go in the half. Bama leading it 7-5. Working on the wing is Estrada. Gives it off to Reitzel now. Trail driving right, stepping back, hesitates, goes down the lane, plays through contact, had his shot attempt blocked, and then the ball goes out of bounds. Physical is one thing, fouling is another. They got to call those and have it early on, as Bama will have possession underneath, and apparently a little jawing between the two sides as well.
Got the block clean up top, but not after Latrell Reitzel got bumped. It was a great offensive move. Got his man off balance, and then in the recovery got bumped. Their foul, didn't get the call. Ball goes out of bounds. Alabama's with just 8 on the clock.
Reitzel with it on the wing, driving into the lane. Kicks it out to Walters. Catch and shoot three, short. Rebound saved by Pringle. Kicks it back to Estrada. Pump fake, layup attempt blocked. That's another one for the Lopes, and they'll run the other way. Kicking it onto the wing. Three-pointer is up and good by Grant Foster, and the Lopes have their first lead. Timeout, Nate Oates. Timeout on the floor. 11:48 remains in the opening half. No, it's not a timeout. It's a technical foul whistled on Nate Oates. One of the officials teed him up, and the other official doesn't have the guts to come over and talk to the Alabama coach. Timeout on the floor, 11:48 to go in the half. It's 8-7, GCU leading Alabama on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
There's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but great teams let their performance do the talking, like the Ford F-150 truck with smart tech that'll help win the day and leave the competition speechless. That's why F-150 is the best-selling full-size pickup in Alabama. Greatness starts here. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Based on S&P Global Mobility Total, U.S. new vehicle registrations for the standard full-size pickup segment RYTD April 2023. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Bama's down 1, 8-7 at the 11:48 mark, first half against Grand Canyon in the NCAA tournament. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Brian Pasick, not exactly an offensive juggernaut just yet. Bama 0 of their last 11. Grand Canyon 2 of their last 11.
Yeah, Alabama's done a good job defensively. Got to defend without fouling against Grand Canyon. So far, Alabama's had mixed success with that. 14 fouls with 11:48 to play. Got to do a good job, and also got to get on the defensive backboard. Defense has been really good so far for Alabama. That needs to continue. Offensively, a little bit frustrated with the lack of foul calls. Alabama getting past the initial defender, but they're letting them play here on that end of the floor, and Alabama needs to adjust to it. Looks like Nadeau's just got a technical on right after that made three, because Bama's getting to where they want, getting to the rim, but not having success. Now, Bama has missed 3 wide open layups, but since then, it's been some opportunities, some bumps going to the rim, and if they're going to let that go, it's going to be hard for Alabama to convert at point-blank range. And right now, Nate Oates, his staff, not happy with the way it's being officiated, but I would tell you that, or bet you that his conversation with the officials is much different than his conversation with the team. It's, hey guys, don't look to the officials for a foul. You got to play through it. You got to play tough. Don't look for a call and just get tougher on that end of the floor. And that was something that we saw Friday night with Grand Canyon taking care of St. Mary's. Their physicality and athleticism overwhelmed the Gales. And now Alabama has as much athleticism as anybody, but they don't have the physicality of this veteran Grand Canyon team, and right now they're letting them play, and that's advantage Lopes.
Going to the line will be Ray Harrison, who's an 84% free throw shooter on the year. And he'll eye the basket with no one on either side of the lane. And his first free throw is up, and it's perfect. 9-7. He'll have one more technical to shoot. Second attempt upcoming. Again with 11:48 to play in the first half, and that one rolls off no good.
Alabama's 0 for its last 8, 1 for its last 11. Got some good looks early, but since then it's been limited. This Grand Canyon defense doing the job, and they're doing it with physicality at the rim.
2-point lead, tons of basketball to be played. 11:48 to go, first half here in Spokane. Here's Sears on the drive, going downhill, flips it out. Estrada, open three, too strong. Rebound claimed on the weak side by Ward for GCU. The Lopes want to run. It'll be Blackshear Tata to the far wing, now center to the floor, fires a pass to Harrison. Tried to drive right, cut off by Reitzel. Tried to go left, cut off by Reitzel. Harrison backing it out with a shot clock under 15. Harrison now to the elbow, reverses back to McLaughlin. He'll give it back out. Paul deflected into the hands of Harrison. Shot clock at 5. Now they go with it to Blackshear at 2, at 1. Stolen away by Sears. Here comes Mark the other way, weaving through traffic. Kicks it in the corner to Estrada. To the trailer now Griffin. Ryland left alone. 3, no good. Rebound tipped out into the hands of Estrada. Sears dead on 3. Thank you, baby.
Second chance opportunity. Great job by Nick Pringle. Aaron Estrada to tip the ball out, and Bama finally gets one to go down.
And the Lopes nearly threw it away, but everybody missed it. Ball should have been picked up easily by Bama, but everybody was looking the other direction. Now McLaughlin with it. Surveys the floor, gives it off left side to Grant Foster. Grant Foster working against Griffin. Crosses over, goes to his right, goes down the lane. Tough runner, too strong. Rebound controlled by Alabama. Here comes Estrada the other way to the trailer. Sears steps in, deep 3, bottom. He's heating up. Mark Christopher Sears has knocked down another bank first 3. And with 10:14 to go, Bama leads it again, 13-9.
And what a job defensively by Ryland Griffin against Tyon Grant Foster, the best player for Grand Canyon. Did a good job of moving his feet, getting up high, staying vertical, and not coming down with his hands. Otherwise, it would have been a foul call that started the Alabama fast break. It was a 5-on-4 situation with Grant Foster laying on the deck, and Bama knocks down another one. Mark Sears starting to get going.
10:14 to play in the half. Bama up 4 when we return on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bama's up 4, 13-9, 10, 14 to go in the first half on your next trip to T-Town. Stay at the Residence Inn, located at the banks of the Black Warrior River. The all-suite hotel is just a short drive from campus in downtown and ideal for any traveler, whether staying overnight or an extended stay. Residence Inn is not just a room, it's a residence. Proud to be the preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Brian Pasick. We are courtside at Spokane, the home of great internet service, as we are experiencing right now. We've said this before. I'll say it again. Thank goodness for Mark Sears.
Yeah, listen, he's an All-American and first-team All-SEC player for a reason, and it has been a struggle for Alabama offensively against this physical, athletic Grand Canyon defense, but a quick 6-0 run by Mark Sears in the last 38 seconds. Alabama's been able to get some stops and great defensive play by Rylan Griffin against Tyon Grant Foster. That started the fast break. Mark Sears able to knock down the three, and hopefully that's going to knock the lid off the basket for Alabama, because Bama right now 4 for 19, just 21%, 4 for 11 from three, 36%. Not bad from three. They're getting great looks. They missed some open shots from the three-point line, which is a great sign moving forward. And also the good news, Alabama defensively getting it done, 16% for the Lopes. This is an explosive Grand Canyon offensive team. We saw that Friday night against St. Mary's, but right now, Bama doing it on the defensive end. This has been a physical, tough game. Obviously, so much on the line, and both teams right now are battling.
10-10 and ticking. Time left, first half here in Spokane. Second round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Bama a 13-9 lead. The Lopes of Grand Canyon University working it out between the circles to Brennan. Feeds it left side now to Moore. Colin Moore surveying the floor with 10 on the shot clock. Has it top of the arc. Has to work away from a defender in Pringle. Now he'll drive right side of the lane. Gets caught underneath. Spins, kicks it back out. The open three just ahead of the buzzer is no good. Ball's batted around and controlled by the Tide. Here comes Sears front court. Mark going down the lane. Whips a pass left side to Griffin. Ryland gets into the lane. Lays it up and got it to go.
That's a great job by Mark Sears. Got in the lane. The defense converged. Kicked it out to Ryland Griffin. Really good defense to get out to him, but able to drive in and finish at the rim.
It'll be Harrison in the front court, feeding it off to Moore. Moore flips it to Harrison left side, drives in, lays it up. Had a step that time on Mark Sears, and that's what allowed him to get to the bucket. 9-10 and ticking as Bama leads it 15-11. It's Sears with the basketball, playing off of a screen. He'll rise, fire, misses the three. Ball's tipped out into the hands of War, and now GCU runs the other way. Going downhill, losing it, then getting it back and laying it in is Colin Moore. And Alabama only leads by 2, 15-13, 8:47 and moving here in the opening half. It's Reitzel on the drive, going down the lane. High floater off the glass with the left hand. A beautiful move. The soft touch to get that one to drop.
Yeah, and did it over the 6'10", 250-pound senior Duke Brennan. Great play inside by Reitzel.
Front court with it is Harrison. Surveys the floor, gives it off to Ward near side. Back up top to Brennan. Brennan feeds it onto the left wing to Grant Foster. Into the low post, they'll dump it off. Reverse layup attempt, blocked, flat-footed by Pringle as Moore had it swatted away. Now Estrada for Alabama trying to go downhill. Got bumped, and a foul is going to be whistled on Luke War of the Antelopes.
Nick Pringle's making plays on both ends. Almost got an offensive rebound, kicked it out. It went to the Lopes, unfortunately. That started their fast break, but great defensive play to get the block shot. So important to defend without fouling. Alabama doing a better job of playing position defense, and Nick Pringle right there got the block shot and started the Bama fast break.
Muhammad Diabate checks in, the freshman from Queens, New York, 6'7", 215. On the floor for Alabama, along with Grant Nelson. We got a foul away from the basketball. It's going to be on Nelson, I believe, trying to get open in the lane, and they're going to check to see if that should be a flagrant. Auburn lost a player yesterday or 2 days ago with a flagrant 2 that was whistled on the Tigers player. Didn't see what happened, but we'll check it during the break. 8:10 to go. Timeout on the floor. Bama 17. Grand Canyon 13. We're here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Nick Pringle.
And I'm Loyal McQueen.
Winter is a time for excitement of Crimson Tide basketball, but it is also when viruses that cause respiratory diseases are more rampant into our community.
Vaccination is important for everyone, and especially for those who are at higher risk of developing complications, including older Americans and those with medical conditions.
Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including COVID-19, flu, and RSV. So don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/immunization today. Stay safe and roll Tide.
8 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half. Bama leads still against Grand Canyon, 17-13. NCAA tournament, Spokane, Washington. Good news from the officials, PP, in the review. Grant Nelson, just a common foul.
Yeah, that's what we thought, but unfortunately it is a second foul on Grant Nelson, and so important for him to stay out of foul trouble. Got one earlier in this game, not a lot of contact, and that one not too much as well, but probably a better call than the first. Unfortunately, either way, it sends Grant Nelson to the bench with 2 fouls. Alabama, the deeper team in this one. This Grand Canyon team only goes about 7, maybe 8 deep. Alabama can go well into their bench, and that's a big reason why they were able to get out and dominate against College of Charleston on Friday night. Nate Oates got production from his bench defensively with Mo Diabate, Mo Wagi. Both of those guys played the best games that they played in a long time. And listen, this pace is what Alabama wants. The depth favors Alabama. The only thing that's different in the NCAA tournament are these timeouts are longer than in the regular season. Halftime is longer, so it will give the Lopes a chance to rest. But regardless, you've played 2 games, or this is your second game in 3 days, and hopefully Alabama will be the fresher team down the stretch because of that depth, and one of the fastest teams in the country can play like that. They're in shape, and they have a ton of depth, and hopefully that'll pay off.
Muhammad Diabate joining Nick Pringle, Rylan Griffin, Aaron Estrada, and Mark Sears as the 5 on the floor for Alabama. Ray Harrison, Tyon Grant Foster, Duke Brennan, Javon Blacksher, and Gabe McLaughlin, the 5 out there now for the Lopes of GCU. Blacksher giving it off left side to Grant Foster. He'll work against the double team, nearly had it stripped, maintained possession, and had to unload it at the last moment to Harrison. Shot clock down to 10. Blacksher near side, working outside to McLaughlin. Now to Harrison, driving left side, pulling up on the wing from 15. They're going to call a foul on the Crimson Tide and Mark Sears.
Boy, Mark Sears doesn't like it. I thought that was pretty good defense. I didn't see if he got him with the body, but that's a great defensive possession by Alabama. Late shot clock situation. Didn't look like the Lopes had anywhere to go with it. And instead, it'll be Ray Harrison at the line for 2.
Tell you what, I don't know who this official is. It's at center court, but this clown's got an attitude. He won't even look at Nate Oates when he's trying to talk to him. He's not the one that teed him up earlier. That was his younger brother, Baron Von Raschke. And now, after the first free throw is missed, the second one will be attempted by Harrison. Again, he is an 84% shooter coming in. He's missed one already.
And already in the bonus, just under 8 minutes to play, and that is what Grand Canyon does.
Second free throw is good. And it's a 17-14 game with 7:43 and ticking. That was the problem. There was no ticking. It was 7:43, and they'd gone up the floor, and there was no movement of the clock. They'll take a second or two more off there.
This Grand Canyon team, top 10 in America in free throw rate. They get there a ton, do a good job of putting pressure on the defense. They attack the paint and get to the line. And right now, they're getting there at a higher rate than Alabama. They've only been there 6 times to Alabama's 2, but still 7:40 to play in the bonus. And Alabama far from it, just 3 team fouls for Grand Canyon.
They resume play as the clock now is moving at 7:35 to go in the half. 20 on the shot clock. Pringle with a couple of dribbles to his right. A handoff to Griffin. Ryland trying to shake free. Feeds it over to Diabate on the right wing. Back to Griffin. He'll feed it. Gives it to Diabate. Driving to the rim. Puts it up off the glass. No. Rebound fought for it. He got hacked 7 times. And they called the last one. Man, you better bring a police report if you want to whistle inside on either end right now.
Alabama's doing a good job of attacking the interior of this Grand Canyon defense, but the Lopes right now playing with physicality, and the fouls are mounting up a little bit on Alabama, not so much on Grand Canyon.
Griffin will check out. Reitzel in to replace him for Alabama. Tight inbounds it to Diabate. Mo will give it off to Sears, top of the arc. He'll drive to the left wing. He'll reverse it back to Reitzel. Reitzel steps into a 3. He's short. Rebound. Diabate puts it up and missed it. Rebound again by Diabate. Pump fake shot blocked. Out of bounds. Touch last. They say by Alabama. Wow. They do not make it easy. And Bama has hurt themselves with 4 layups at the rim that have been missed. Still 17-14. GCU with a lead. McLaughlin feeding it near side to Blackshear. Blackshear surveys the floor, fakes a drive to the right, keeps the ball, now gives it off to Harrison. Harrison working, pulling up from 16. Jumper is no good. Weak side rebound claimed by McLaughlin. Tipped into the hands of Harrison. Now to Grant Foster, who gives it to McLaughlin in the corner. His 3 is no good, but they're going to call. They called Alabama's Latrell Reitzel for the foul and Nate Oates. Hadn't said anything yet because he's already been called for a technical in trying to plead his case that, wow.
Well, and listen, the concern is more than the foul call. Latrell Reitzel's still down on the Alabama bench.
Well, you're right.
And not sure exactly what happened. He took an awkward fall. But that, he's got Clark Holder, trainer, team doctor Craig Bittner over on Latrell Reitzel, and he's coming off a game where he took a shot to the nose. Not exactly sure what happened there, but
oh man, said he got hit in the head again. I don't know if it was trying to get out and defend where he committed the foul or if he got hit on the wing. That's one of the things they're looking at. Nate was clear that he thought there was somebody was hit above the head, or excuse me, above the shoulders in the head area, and wanted it reviewed, and they are doing so now. Of course, they're not showing us inside the building, which is one of the more absurd things from the NCAA. The shooter threw a forearm that caught Latrell in the side of the head. And Jerry Kelly relaying that information to us. And Jerry, help me, was it from the shot where the whistle was blown and a foul was called on Latrell? Or was it on, okay. Latrell slow to get up. They're going to walk him, I believe, to the locker room. Craig Bittner and Clark Holter will do that. And, man, that is such a key loss, not only from an offensive, but really on the defensive end with Latrell. And he's worked so hard to put himself in this spot.
After review, goal stands.
They reviewed it, found nothing. I don't have the greatest amount of confidence in the whistle we'll get in this ball game, folks.
Well, you gotta play through it. And listen, as a player, and listen, you can be upset, I can be upset. As a player, you just gotta play
through it.
And you can't worry about it, and you can't assume you're gonna get a bad whistle. You have to just assume this is going to be a physical game, and you can't look for the official to help you out in this one. And right now it's going to come down to toughness. And Alabama has had some opportunities. You mentioned 4 layups missed in this game, getting good looks, but the physicality of Grand Canyon and the shot blocking ability right now is hurting Alabama.
Small amount of justice as the second of 3 free throws is missed. McLaughlin made the first. He'll have one more try upcoming. And that one gets the friendly roll, settles through the net. Estrada, Pringle, Diabate, Griffin, and Sears, the 5 on the floor for Bama. 17-16. Crimson Tide leads by 1. Sears in the left corner, McLaughlin defending him. Sears trying to drive, gets it into the lane, stops, looks, flips it out. 3. Too strong. Long rebound. Picked up by Sears. Mark in the lane. Lays it up and in. What a great move. And Mark has 11. And Bama leads it by 3.
Alabama's getting open looks. Rylan Griffin a little strong with it, but the long rebound goes to Mark Sears, and he's able to finish through contact.
Blackshear with the basketball. Stops versus near side McLaughlin. McLaughlin back to Blackshear. Blackshear working top of the circle. Fires the pass over to McLaughlin on the wing. Trying to drive against Estrada. Trying to back his way down. Gets his way into the paint. Spins left. Shoots it over Pringle, but it missed, and the rebound is controlled by Sears. Here's Mark front court now for Bama as the Tide tries to add to a 3-point lead. Estrada driving left. Estrada stopping, shooting from 15, bottom.
Well, those are the shots that Alabama has not made in this game. That one a little further out, a mid-range jumper by Aaron Estrada gets it to go down.
We found the lost art of the mid-range jumper for at least a possession, and Bama leads by 5 with 5:18 remaining in the half. Brendan feeds it onto the far wing to Grant Foster, into the low post to McLaughlin. Spinning against Diabate, puts it up, blocked, and a very late whistle, and it's going to be on, I believe, Pringle.
I think they got Mo Diabate. He was matched up on Gabe McLaughlin, and it was a late call, but there was contact down low, and that'll send the Lopes back to the line for 2. It was after the fact that looked like Nick Pringle and a Grand Canyon player got into it a little bit. Not sure if anything was done, maybe just some words being said, but it'll be McLaughlin at the line.
You're right, it was on Diabate, but the reaction of Pringle is what led me to believe that it was on him. McLaughlin hits a free throw. Cutting it to 21-17. Pringle will exit. Muhammad Wagee will come in for him.
Grand Canyon hasn't had a field goal in almost 4 minutes, but they're starting to get to the line, and that's something we talked about in the pregame show. Their ability to get to the line within their opponent, a big reason why they've been so good this year.
1 of 2, actually both of them good, by McLaughlin. The Bama leads down to 3. Estrada working on the left side to Sears. He'll drive, he'll get into the lane, he'll put it up too strong, and a whistle is going to be blown, and Mark Sears will get to the line to shoot 2.
And those are the calls that just haven't been coming throughout this game. There was contact, not a ton, but enough to warrant a foul. And this time, it goes the way of Alabama, and Mark Sears continue to attack the paint. Typically, good things happen. Alabama's gotten some good looks at the rim, even though they haven't converted at a high enough rate. They've gotten some kickouts to open shooters, but I want to see Bama guards continuing to attack the paint. You know Mark Sears is going to do it.
First of 2, up and good by Sears. That's the 3rd foul on the senior from North Omaha, Nebraska, Luke Ward, the transfer from Oregon.
He's been playing really well, averaging double figures the last month or so of the season, shooting 43% from deep.
Had 14 points per game in the WAC tournament as Sears hits both for the Crimson Tide. So Alabama pushing the lead back to 5 at 23-18 with under 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Harrison feeds it near side to Grant Foster. Grant Foster driving left, stopping, spinning right, putting it up, having it blocked, and it's going to pop out of the basket after the deflection. It did a jump ball.
No,
should have been a
foul.
tie-up, and instead they called a foul on Alabama. Alabama bench is not happy, and Nate Oates already been teed up once. A second would result in an ejection of the Bama head man, as we'll see Grant Nelson check in for the Tide. I'm not so sure that somebody didn't break a clipboard or something else in frustration. Did they call a technical on the Bama bench? They did. And at the free throw line, hitting the first freebie.
Somebody threw a clipboard on the floor.
That's right.
On the Bama bench. Not exactly sure what happened. It wasn't Nate Oates, but the Bama bench frustrated, and another technical, sending an 84% shooter to the line in Harrison.
They hit them both, and it's back to a 4-point game, 23-19 with 4:40 remaining in the half. The personal was called on Diabate. Or was it?
I think
Wagi.
they got.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
they did. They called him Muhammad Wagi.
And that's a huge call, because, first of all, the frustration of the Alabama bench was because it looked like a jump ball. Instead, it was a foul against Mo Wagi. So potentially 4 free throws coming up for the Lopes. This one a 1-and-1 by Brennan.
They get the scoreboard right now. It's a 3-point game, 23-20. Good Lord, this is what happened when the guys in stripes take over or don't take over. Because then you had confusion and questioning going on at the scores table. Brennan, they say 2 shots, and he hits the first. It is 11 team fouls in Alabama, so it should have been, and it was, a 2-shot foul. The first one is good. Grand Canyon's been called for 5. Second free throw missed, and the rebound secured by Nelson. Got to play tough, fellas. 23-21. Alabama with the ball in the lead. Estrada working to his right. Dribbling left now. Hands it off to Griffin. Ryland almost walked. Gave it up to Wagi. Back now to Griffin. Ryland driving, stepping through. Tough runner would go, but he got fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Boy, Alabama fortunate right there. Ryland Griffin got up in the air with nowhere to go and just kind of threw it up. Fortunately, Mo Wagi in the right place at the right time, and a little bit of an awkward-looking drive by Ryland. Able to take the contact, didn't really have anywhere to go with it. Got bumped going into a shooting motion, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Griffin's first is up, and it rims out no good. Owe you a station ID, and we'll take it in a moment. But first, Griffin, who's an 84% shooter, makes 1 of 2. 4:18 and moving. 24-21. Alabama leading Grand Canyon in the second round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament here in Spokane, Washington. Grant Foster working on the left wing, gets into the paint, puts it up, got it to go. 24-23 now, as Estrada comes the other way for the Tide. Goes underneath the basket, puts it up quick, got it to go. Boy, not only is he crafty, he is quick, as we saw there.
Yeah, he understood that if he didn't get it up quickly, the shot blocker was going to come, and he was able to get it up just before they came over and finish at the rim.
3:40 and moving. Time left first half. Harrison with it on the left wing for the Lopes. Harrison trying to work off the screen. Tries a 3. It's short. Rebound tipped into the air. Fought for it. It goes into the hands of McLaughlin, and he lays it in to make it a 1-point game again. Bama was in the right spot, just couldn't grab the ball. Now here's Sears the other way to Nelson. Pivots, looks, hands it off to Sears. Sears working left side. Goes to his right. Gives it out now to Griffin. Ryland drives in. Tough shot off the glass and in. Shot blocker was coming over, but he got it over Colin Moore, laying it in with 3:05 to go in the half, and Bama back up by 3.
It was quick drive initially, but slowed down, got his feet underneath him, and able to finish on the left side with the right hand.
Lopes bring it near side with Grant Foster. He'll rise and fire from deep, knock it down, and we're tied at 28.
Can't play much better defense than that. Tyon Grant Foster, 33% three-point shooter. Put that one right in Ryland Griffin's face. It was great defense, but better offense.
Bama with it to Estrada. Estrada playing off of a screen. Spins to his right. Now goes left. Stops, looks, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called on the Lopes. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Timeout on the floor, 2:27 to play in the half. It's Bama 28, Grand Canyon 28 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you say roll tide instead of hello? See elephants in the clouds? Never wear blue and orange together? If so, there's no better way to show your Crimson Tide pride than with the University of Alabama Regents Visa debit card and prepaid Regents Now card. As passionate as you are about Bama, Regents is even more passionate about celebrating your every financial win and helping you plan for the next one. To order your card, visit regents.com/GoBama. Regents, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Hi, I'm Jay Howard, an employee at BASF in Alabama. As a supervisor, I love working with a company who wins by offering great benefits to its team members. With great chemistry, anything is possible. At BASF, we create chemistry around the world through our people and our products. To join a winning team and a great place to work, visit BASF.US/Alabama. That's BASF.US/Alabama. BASF, we create chemistry.
2:27 to go in the first half. Bama and Grand Canyon are tied at 28. NCAA tournament in Spokane. Stay with us at the half for the Toy of the Halftime Report with first half stats, scores around the SEC, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates, presented by Cook's Pest Control, and the Centricon system, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. You said it, BP. These guys get to the line in a high rate.
Yeah, they've been really good taking the ball to the basket, getting to the line. Alabama's got to do a better job of defending without fouling. For Bama right now, it's been Mark Sears leading the way, as is usually the case. He's got 13 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. And Ryland Griffin's starting to heat up, doing a good job of taking the ball to the basket, getting to the line, getting to the rim. Just 1 for 4 from deep, but those two guys carrying the way. A need for Grant Nelson to step up. He'll go to line for a 1-and-1, and going to need some other guys to step up, because it looks like Latrell Reitzel is going to be out the remainder of the game. Went out contesting a three-point shot, got called for the foul, and took a forearm to the head, fell awkwardly, and looks like he's going to be out with a head injury. It's something that he missed almost 5 games with earlier this season, late in the season, and it hurt this Alabama team to not have Latrell, and don't know the details, but looks like Latrell will be out the rest of this one.
A key piece of the puzzle, but it's the nature of the business this time of year. It's why they call it survive and advance. Things not only such as your opponent, but injuries, whistles, lack thereof, all sorts of things that can factor in that you have to play through if you want to keep playing. Alabama with Sears, Estrada, Griffin, Nelson, and Pringle as the 5 at the moment, but already Jaron Stevenson at the scores table, and he'll check in presumably for Nelson after he shoots hopefully 2 makes.
It's been a struggle for Nelson. Would love to get him going. Big 1-and-1 for him. He's 0 for 3.
Hits that one.
0 for 3 from the field. 0 for 1 from 3, and he's missed 2 point-blank layups. So hopefully these free throws will get him going. He also has to be careful with 2 fouls. It looks like Nate Oates is going to go defense for offense if he can get Grant out.
Unfortunately, misses the free throw, so we don't get the point, and he's at risk of picking up the third as they drive. They'll stop. They'll kick it to McLaughlin on the wing. Around Harrison, feeds it now to Moore. Cut off on the block, lost it off his foot. Out of bounds. Possession will belong to the Crimson Tide.
That's a great job by Aaron Estrada, cutting off the baseline and got the deflection off of Moore's foot. Maybe more importantly, it gives Nate Oates a chance to get Grant Nelson out of this game.
Here is Estrada bringing it ahead for the Crimson Tide. 2:10 to play in the half. Bama leading it 29-28. Sears, top of the arc, gives it back to Griffin, left side. Griffin brings it to the top of the arc, now drives right side of the lane. Layup won't go, but he got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Tell you what, he's frustrated with himself right there because that's another one that, while not easy, Bama's more than capable of making at the rim.
Yeah, Alabama just needs to settle down, and Ryland's done that the last couple of times. He's made some tough twos at the rim over defenders. Bama's starting to get the ball where they want and get to the line. Ryland Griffin, who has not shot the ball well from three, starting to score in a variety of ways, getting to the rim and now getting to the line.
Makes the free throw. Bama 6 of 9 from the stripe, 4 of 14 from bank first three-point range. The free throw is good. 1:59 to go in the half, and Bama leads by 3 again, 31-29. GCU is led by 2. Bama's led by as many as 6. Near side with the basketball, McLaughlin. Up top, he'll feed it to Brennan. Brennan goes left side to Moore, and Moore will dribble it himself to the near wing. He'll feed it off to Grant Foster. Grant Foster stepping back, a deep contested 3, and they're going to call the foul. What is this? This guy, you could absolutely slap somebody silly in the paint, but if you sniff anywhere near a shooter, this guy's going to blow the whistle. Not a fan. Here's Grant Foster at the line. Full name, Tyon Grant Foster, if you're just joining us. Averages 20 a game. And misses the first free throw. He'll have 2 more upcoming.
Yeah, one of the best mid-major players in the country. Started his career at Kansas, had some health issues, some injury issues, and he has been hard to handle this year, his senior season.
Second try, rolls off. Third upcoming from Tide, Grant Foster, and that one is short, and the rebound is saved by the Tide. They go over on that trip, and now Bama goes inside. Pringle for the flush.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, did we catch a break there.
High pick and roll. The Grand Canyon bench wanted the offensive foul on Nick Pringle. He rolls to the basket and does a chin up on the rim. Beautiful high pick and roll with the finish from Nick.
It was a pick and roll with some attitude. Bama leading it by 5 with 1:11 to go, first half. Far side with the dribble will be Blacksher. Now to McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to back his way down against Stevenson. Shot blocked by Pringle. And out of bounds. 1.8 will be left on the shot clock. 1 minute is left on the game clock in this first half. And GCU will inbound it from the baseline.
Yeah, under 2 seconds on the shot clock. You got to rebound the ball. This is a great offensive rebounding team in Grand Canyon.
They get it into Grant Foster. 2-1. He did not get the shot off, and it didn't matter. He missed another one anyway. Bama, great defense that trip. Tell you what, we're really fortunate, I think, that Nick Pringle didn't get called for a foul on that. But it absolutely, I think, jarred GCU collectively for just a moment.
Well, it was a good screen. He just extended his arms. Usually they'll call it, but beautiful high pick and roll with a finish from Nick.
Nick watching as Estrada drives. Griffin, corner 3, bottom. Bama by 8. The 5th bank first 3 of the half for the Tide, and they've got their biggest lead.
Ryland's been struggling, but he's been getting to the rim and getting to the free throw line, gaining confidence, seeing the ball go through the net.
About a 12-second differential, shot clock and game clock time, Grant Foster with it out high, working against Griffin. Try to play off the screen. Goes left, spins in the lane, puts it up, got it to go. Bama should hold it for one. Nate Oates says, let's hold it. Bama will work it front court Estrada, and then the ball gets knocked out of bounds, touched last by the Lopes. 14 seconds remain. No shot clock. And Bama will try to hold it for one. 36-30. Tide leads it. Sam Walters is going to check in. They'll get, let's see, Jaron out of the game. Stevenson exits. Tide will get another shooter on the floor, although Jaron's not a bad one himself. Inbounds goes to Sears. Mark out high at 11. At 10. Goes left at 9. Hands it off. Estrada lays it in. He was trailing beautifully. Got it to go. Final 4 seconds of the half. They'll launch it from midcourt at the buzzer. It is short. The half ends, and Bama goes to the locker room with a 38-30 lead, despite all sorts of adversity in that first half. Technical on Nate Oates, technical on the Bama bench. The loss of Latrell Reitzel to a head injury. And yet somehow, some way, Nate Oates, Crimson Tide, able to go to the locker room up 8. Brian Passing waiting his turn from CBS to finish up, or TBS, or whoever's televising it, before we get a chance to hear from Coach Oates. You can tell he's still frustrated with how a lot of things transpired as Brian catches up with Coach.
Coach, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, we're fouling too much. I mean, if they, at the free throw line, they got 10 of their points at the free throw line. We're lucky they haven't made them all, but we got to quit fouling, and then we got to do a better job staying in the flow, how we play on offense. Thought they got us out a little bit after we missed some layups, and we did get some foul calls go our way.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, as always, Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. They bring us Coach Nate Oates at the half. He referenced free throws. The Lopes just 10 of 18 from the charity stripe. Bama 7 of 10 in the first 20 minutes of play. 38-30. Alabama leads it at the break. Your Toyota halftime report comes your way in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Do you say roll tide instead of hello? See elephants in the clouds? Never wear blue and orange together? If so, there's no better way to show your Crimson Tide pride than with the University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card. As passionate as you are about Bama, Regions is even more passionate about celebrating your every financial win and helping you plan for the next one. To order your card, visit regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
We've all been caught up in the little chores that pile up every day. The dishes in the sink, the trash that needs taking out, the pesky check engine light. What I want. Isn't it time to make a change and escape to a whole new world of possibilities? Where there's dinner without dishes, nights filled with adventure, and every day you feel like a winner. A little change can go a long way when you escape every day at Wing Creek Casino and on the Casinoverse app.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Yak a neck of sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows. That's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big tried-and-true advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to large agricultural equipment, they've got serious game. Plus, the tried-and-true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Take a taste. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. And by Guthries, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and now a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Now, on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
At the half, it's Alabama enjoying a 38-30 lead over Grand Canyon University. Second round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament here in Spokane, Washington. Chris Stewart with you on your Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today. Take advantage of the amazing deals on a full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Alabama in the first half, not surprisingly, led by Mark Sears, as the senior from Muscle Shoals had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in the first half of action. He did that in 19 minutes of work. He has played now 3 halves of basketball in the NCAA tournament, has turned it over just 1 time thus far. Rylan Griffin with 13 points as well in 16 minutes of action. Beyond that, Nick Pringle with 3 points, 4 boards. Aaron Estrada with 6. He's also had 5 assists and 4 rebounds in his 19 minutes of action. Grant Nelson just 1 point, 2 fouls. You've got Latrell Reitzel, 2 points in 11 minutes, but he unfortunately will not play anymore in this ball game after suffering what is presumed to be another concussion. It was termed a head injury, but Latrell leaving the floor on his own power after colliding and again laying on the deck for a couple of minutes after a collision. He was called for a foul earlier in this half. But beyond that, no more scoring for Alabama. Sam Walters, Mo Diabate, Mo Wagi, and Jaron Stevenson all played, did not score. For Grand Canyon, a dozen from Tyon Grant Foster. Moore had 2, 4 from Brennan. McLaughlin had 6, the same for Harrison. War and Blackshear both played, did not score for the Antelopes. 38-30, Alabama leads it at intermission. We're back with more from Spokane in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too. Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can't run, or you can't drive high. You can't run, or you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa.
Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with the Alabama Power Scoreboard Update. Alabama Power for a better Alabama. Halftime score from Spokane. Bama leads Grand Canyon 38-30. NCAA tournament in Spokane, Washington. Finals today. Already in the South, 2-seed Marquette over 10 Colorado, 81-77. 4-seed Duke defeats 12 James Madison, 93-55. In the Midwest, the 1-seed Purdue wallops 9 Utah State, 106-87. Game in progress. I'm actually sitting here watching this courtside. 3-seed Baylor still trails the 6-seed Clemson. That game, 8.3 seconds to go. Clemson's up 71-64, now 65. The ball comes in to Baylor. In the East, top overall seed UConn is leading early against 9 Northwestern, 20-8. Later in the 1-9 matchup in the South, 1-seed Houston gets 9 Texas A&M. While in the East on this floor, the 5-seed San Diego State will face 11 Yale, and it's over. In the West region, Clemson defeats Baylor 72-64. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Nick Pringle.
And I'm Loyal McQueen.
Winter is a time for excitement of Crimson Tide basketball, but it is also when viruses that cause respiratory diseases are more rapid into our community.
Vaccination is important for everyone, and especially for those who are at higher risk of developing complications, including older Americans and those with medical conditions.
Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including COVID-19, flu, and RSV. So don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/immunization today. Stay safe and roll tide.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When you live in SEC country, you feel it everywhere you go. The traditions and rivalries surround you. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. And like SEC fans, we'll never quit. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Nick watching as Estrada drives. Griffin corners three. Bama by 8. The fifth bank first 3 of the half for the Tide, and they've got their biggest lead.
Bama leads Grand Canyon at the half, 38-30 in the NCAA tournament, and the sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox, the original party punch with 9 delicious flavors. Non-carbonated and resealable. Be the MVP of your next game day tailgate with Beatbox. Halftime stats are delivered by Assurance Financial. In less time than halftime, you can apply for a mortgage at AssuranceMortgage.com. Shooting percentage, Bama 36% overall. 33 from Bank First, 3 lands, 7 of 10 for the foul line for Grand Canyon. 33% overall, 25 outside the yard, 13 of 15 from the stripe. Team rebounding. Antelopes lead at 24-23. Turnovers, Bama with 3, Antelopes with 5. Again at the half, Bama leads Grand Canyon 38-30. That does it for the Toyota halftime report. Second half's coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Barkley makes it easy.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. The second half is just moments away. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide from Spokane. What to look for in the second half is presented by Marathon. Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled on and off the court because we're driven together. NCAA tournament 38-30. Bama leads over Grand Canyon. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Brian Pasick. We are courtside BP. It was a physical game inside and a ticky-tacky game outside the arc, and that's about the only way I can describe it.
Well, listen, you got to play through all that stuff. It's the NCAA tournament. Sometimes calls go against you. Sometimes you get a few calls. You just got to keep playing and stay with it. Alabama, I thought, played maybe its best defensive half of the year, and it couldn't come at a better time. This Grand Canyon team, explosive offensively, so hopefully that'll continue for Alabama. The Tide held the Lopes to 29% from the field, 9 for 31, and just 2 for 12 from the three-point line. Alabama didn't shoot it great, but finished great. Bama made 7 out of its last 7, and it was Mark Sears early, Rylan Griffin late, and with Latrell Reitzel out with a head injury, and he won't be back in this game. Hopefully he's okay. He's back in the Alabama locker room, but got to have other guys step up, and a great candidate for that would be Grant Nelson, who's struggled in this game, hasn't played well the last couple of games, but Grant got in a little bit of foul trouble and only scored 1 point, 1 rebound, got in foul trouble. Such an important part of this team, and hopefully Mark Sears, Rylan Griffin will continue to play well, but the defense is why Alabama's up 8, and that needs to continue here in the second half.
It is a great sign to see Bama guarding the way they are. Grand Canyon only shooting 29% from the floor. They've gotten to the line 18 times. Thankfully, they've missed 8 of those. But as you said, this is the NCAA tournament. You're going to see adversity. You're going to see bad whistles. You're going to see guys get hurt. You're going to see any manner of things. And dealing with that, playing through, and as they say, survive and advance. That's the order of the day.
Yeah, Alabama's up 8 and has fouled 2 3-point shooters and have gotten 2 technical fouls so a total of 10 free throws and all of that. So Alabama with some self-inflicted wounds, but I would say they need to calm down, but just a little bit. Not entirely, but just a little bit. Nick Pringle is playing with an edge. Doesn't need to get a technical, but needs to keep that edge. And it's the edge right now that has Bama up 8 points at the half.
Add to that, Bama has missed 4 layups at the rim. If you add 8 points to this score, it looks very different.
Well, listen, the way that entire first half went, I'll take up 8. This is a really good Grand Canyon team, and we saw them essentially dismantle St. Mary's. Now, that final ended up being close, but that game was a 10-point game throughout the entire game, and they were dominant. And Alabama has been good on the defensive end, and it's been Mark Sears, Rylan Griffin, and also don't forget about Aaron Estrada, who's got 6 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, so he's doing it all for the Tide.
Well, I have not heard the band from Grand Canyon play Home on the Range, but I'm hoping that Chris Stewart's going to deliver some discouraging words to the Antelope for the second half. Cease to. Get us to the Sweet 16, brother.
Nice job, partner. Hopefully that'll be the case, and I'll take the second half over again, minus a couple of technicals and losing a player. Everything else, certainly when you look at the board, it looks great.
You know, we talked about it early on, and Tom mentioned the 4 missed layups that Alabama had, but they fixed that. And it was Rylan Griffin leading the way, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. And with Latrell Reitzel out, Alabama's best 3-point shooter, one of its best defenders, some other guys are going to have to step up, and fortunately, Rylan Griffin has.
Rylan Griffin, Aaron Estrada, Nick Pringle, Grant Nelson, Mark Sears, the 5 that will begin half number 2 for the Crimson Tide. The Lopes will again go with Harrison, Tyon Grant Foster, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and Gabe McLaughlin. 20 minutes to determine who will go to the Sweet 16 in Los Angeles next week. Sears to inbound it for the Crimson Tide. Gets it to Estrada, who will walk it front court. Aaron working to his left. Stops, flips it to Griffin. Rylan will get into the paint and then have to circle back away from trouble. And they're going to call it off the leg of Mark Sears. And yes, it went off his leg because he got knocked to the deck while trying to catch the basketball. They just say out of bounds.
Just a dribble handoff move, and it was well defended. Yes, it was physical, and it'll go over to the Lopes. Alabama's just their 4th turnover of the game.
19:40 and moving time left. Lopes with the basketball. It's Harrison kicking it into the far corner to Moore. Moore will get it into the paint. Got away with a push off on Sears. Got away with a shoulder on Sears. Bama got away with a foul after the missed shot. It's picked up by Pringle. And now here comes Estrada swinging it near side. They get it to Pringle. Going down the lane. Dumped it off. Bad pass at the feet of Estrada. The turnover will give it back to the Lopes. They'll get it front court with Grant Foster. Grant Foster fouled by Pringle. That was personal.
And that's what I'm talking about. Nick needs to calm down, but just a little bit. Yeah. That pass was the right pass. It was a wide open Aaron Estrada, but threw it right at his feet. Needed to take a little bit off of that. If he does, it's a layup. Alabama, as I mentioned, only turned it over 3 times in the first half, but first 2 possessions, back-to-back turnovers for the Tide.
First foul, I should say, on Pringle. I said it was his second. That's only his first. Harrison front court for the Lopes with 19 minutes to play. Feeds it far side to Grant Foster, who will try to back his way down on Griffin. Fall-away jumper right side from 15 is no good, but the rebound is caught and put in by Duke Brennan. Down to a 6-point game now with 18:42 to go. Here's Sears in the lane, kicking it left side. Estrada steps into a three, too strong. Rebounded by Pringle, and the foul's going to be called on the near side on Colin Moore of GCU.
Feels like Alabama's going to need a third scorer in this game.
Yeah.
It's been Ryland Griffin, Mark Sears. Aaron Estrada's doing a little bit of everything, but a missed wide-open three. He's been shooting it better here the last couple of weeks. Hopefully he can get hot here in the second half.
Well, Jared Stevenson's capable of knocking down a couple for you as well, and he has checked into the game replacing Pringle. And Alabama will inbound it underneath. It'll be Estrada to trigger it. Gets it in to Stevenson. Jared gives it off to Sears. Mark looking, giving it off. Gets a return feed. He'll drive. He'll stop. Gets it to Nelson in the corner. He'll drive. He'll get into the lane. He'll throw it away, but it's going to be fought for. Stevenson kept it alive, and it's picked up by Nelson. Now to Pringle. 2 on the shot clock, and Bama did not recognize the lack of a change of possession there, or the lack.
Yeah, they thought it was a change of possession.
Correct.
And it was not. It was deflected. The shot clock was going down. Aaron Estrada didn't have a good look at the shot clock because he was in the corner. Should have let it go. Instead, pump fake, and another Bama turnover.
20 to shoot, 18:05 to play. Harrison will let fly from 3, misses it. Rebounded by Pringle, and Bama will run the other way. Here comes Sears front court. Gets it, left side. Stevenson 3, too strong. Rebound fought for and nearly turned over and then nearly taken away, and it is by Bama. Here comes Sears, giving it ahead. Stevenson the flush. Credit Aaron Estrada for starting that sequence.
He's top 10 in the SEC in steals. He's crafty on the offensive end. He's also pretty crafty on the defensive end. The poke away went right to Mark Sears, who got it to Stevenson for the easy dunk.
Bama by 8 with 17:30 to go. Harrison back left side to Grant Foster. He'll fire it far side to McLaughlin. Back to Harrison now. Harrison trying to shake free. Stops on the block, nearly threw it away, does. Picked off by Estrada. Aaron in traffic, gets knocked to the deck. Gives it off to Sears. 3, no. Rebound caught on the weak side by Foster. Now he'll fire it ahead and stolen by Grant Nelson. He saves it now to Sears. Bama coming the other way. Sears going downhill to the rack. It is blocked after it hit the glass. Basket interference, and they did us a huge favor there, Brian.
Yeah, that ball wasn't going in, but what a defensive play by Grant Nelson. It looked like Grand Canyon was going to get a breakaway dunk, but Grant Nelson with the hustle, the speed, tracked it down, saved it. That started the Bama fast break, and Mark Sears able to finish at the rim.
Love the energy, the fight, the effort, and just enough execution as well so far from Nate Oates' team. Their biggest lead at 10, 42-32 with 16:50 to go. Lopes work it left side to Grant Foster. He'll work against Pringle. Grant Foster going left, getting underneath, lays it up, would go, but they're going to call foul on Nick. That'll be his second personal now, and it will send Tyon Grant Foster to the line to shoot 2.
It was a high pick and roll, and Grant Foster got matched up on Nick Pringle, who got him a little bit with the forearm, a little bit with the body. He didn't like the call. I thought it was the correct call, and that'll send Grand Canyon back to the line.
At the stripe, Tyon Grant Foster averages 20 a game. Has 12 in this one and misses the first free throw as their struggles continue. Boy, Brian, they're only 10 of 19 in this contest.
Yeah, and they're about a 75% free throw shooting team. They get there a lot, and they shoot a pretty good percentage, but Alabama's got to limit those attempts here in the second half.
Second free throw's good, and we'll see Pringle exit, or will we? Yeah, he will go out of the game, and Sam Walters will come in to replace him. Stevenson and Walters, the freshmen, are the bigs right now, for lack of a better term, for Alabama. Front court, Sears takes it to the left wing. Picked up by McLaughlin. He wants to go downhill. Hesitates. Double team. Gives it off. Estrada. 3. No. Rebound tipped and controlled by Blackshear. Here come the Lopes the other way with 16:20 to play. Bama up by 9. Blackshear dribbling to the right side, stopping at the elbow, giving it to McLaughlin, who will go left, hands it off. Grant Foster again. Grant Foster working against Sears. Grant Foster gives it off. Ball batted around, picked up McLaughlin. 7 on the shot clock. McLaughlin at 6, at 5, at 4. Spins and a reach, and they're going to call a foul on Mark Sears, who thought he got a clean strip or a jump ball. Instead, we've come to a media timeout after Alabama is called for its 3rd team foul of the half. 15:59 to go. 42-33. Alabama leading Grand Canyon here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 66 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Tonight's radio affiliate of the game, 109, the Tide. WTUG in Tuscaloosa. Go to the Crimson Tide Sports Network's Facebook page. Follow us and tell us where you're listening for a chance to win 2 free combo meals from Jack's. Thank you for tuning in to the Crimson Tide Sports Network for Alabama basketball for the NCAA tournament. For a chance to go to the Sweet 16, BP, what are you thinking here? One segment in the second half.
Well, Alabama's come out with the same energy and toughness on the defensive end, and they're getting stops, and you got to do it without fouling. Late shot clock situation. Mark Sears was matched up on the power forward for the Lopes. Gabe McLaughlin, 6'7", 235. McLaughlin backed him down, and under 3 seconds in the shot clock, they called a foul on Mark Sears. Mark didn't like the foul, but that'll reset the shot clock, and that's something Nato's talked about with us at halftime, and that is defending without fouling. Alabama fortunate that Grand Canyon didn't shoot a better percentage from the free throw line, but they got there 18 times in the first half. If that number's doubled, that's trouble for the Crimson Tide.
Brian, going back to something I said before the timeout, and when he left the floor, I said that Nick Pringle had 2 fouls. 2 personal, and the stat monitor said 2 fouls, but it's actually 3 because the technical that was called on the Bama bench in the first half was on Nick. There was a technical foul called on Coach Oates, but in a separate situation. I think it was when Latrell Reitzel got hit in the head and suffered the injury that resulted in him having to leave the ball game, and he won't return. But it was at that point that Nick got upset, slammed a clipboard down, and was called for the technical as well. So he's got 3, and that's a big number in this ball game.
What was Nick Pringle doing with the clipboard is the question.
I think he snatched it out of somebody's hand and threw it to the ground, or slapped it down and in frustration. Blackshear with the basketball for the Lopes, gives it off to McLaughlin. Looking back door, nothing there. Now gives it off on the block. Driving in, laying it up, and missing was Grant Foster. Tried to get it back, does. He'll spin, pump fake, leans in, shot off the glass, no, but they call the foul on Sam Walters.
Well, that was great defense initially by Alabama and Sam Walters, but because he went for the block shot, and he needed to, not in great defensive rebounding position, and Grand Canyon, one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the country, able to get it back, and Grant Foster back at the line for 2.
Grant Nelson at the line to check in for Alabama. And the first free throw up and good for Tyon Grant Foster. Nelson in, replacing Rylan Griffin for Alabama. 15:40 remains. Alabama being out-rebounded 29-26 in this one, as the second one is missed. Rebounded again by McLaughlin. He lays it in for two. Bama, boy, missing a big opportunity right there, as they are only 12 of 22 from the free throw line, but the offensive board and putback makes it a 9-point game, or a 6-point game, excuse me. Inside, Nelson catches it, got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair, is he?
I don't think he's going to go to the line. They called that before he went into his shooting motion.
Yep, you're right, partner.
And he got hit in the face after the foul was called. It was unintentional.
Bama getting it to Sears. Three, no good. Rebound fought for. They're going to call it on Alabama. And Nate can't believe it.
And already the 15th foul, just 2 for Grand Canyon, and important because Nate Oates does not want to see the Lopes at the free throw line nearly as much here in the second half, and so far that has been the case.
Harrison with it at the elbow, kicking out to McLaughlin. McLaughlin driving, trying to back his way down, getting away with pushing twice, knocked away by Sears, and picked up by Nelson. Gives it back to Mark. Great toughness by the Muscle Shoals native. Sears driving, dishing to Walters. Gives it out to Nelson. Gives it back now to Sears. Mark on the drive, down the lane, bounce past Nelson. Had it ripped away from him. Ball goes out of bounds. Touched last by the Lopes. That was one heck of a defensive play by Blacksher, going up and ripping it away from Nelson, but thankfully for Bama, he threw it out of bounds in the process.
Yeah, great help defense. Looked like Alabama was going to get the look they wanted with Grant Nelson. Beautiful pass from Mark Sears, but great defensive play by Grand Canyon.
Estrada, and a holding foul is going to be whistled on Grand Canyon. I believe that's going to be on McLaughlin. That'll be McLaughlin's third, and that's a big call, Brian. He is such a huge part of what they do on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and this isn't a very deep Grand Canyon team.
Inbounded Sears. Corner three. In and out. No good. It was halfway down. Now here come the Lopes the other way. Front court with a dribble is Grant Foster.
Alabama 0 for 6 from 3 here in the second half.
He'll drive in. He tripped. They're going to say it was Estrada who's responsible for that. And so Aaron is going to pick up personal foul number 1.
Alabama going a little bit cold here in the second half. It's been 2.5 minutes since Bama has scored. 0 for its last 4. Getting good looks from some of its best shooters, but nothing to show for it. Got to continue to defend. And again, the foul numbers piling up for Alabama. Next foul will send Grand Canyon to the line.
They're going to get Mo Diabate in the game, and I thought that might be the case. Mo had some good minutes in the first half. Tough, physical. We'll see Stevenson check out and Diabate come in to replace him. They'll trigger it from the baseline. They get it in and work it to McLaughlin, who hands it back to Harrison. Harrison, top of the key with a dribble, goes to the right wing. 10 on the shot clock as he feeds it over to War. His deep three is wide right, rebounded by Estrada, and he gets hacked. That's going to be on Grant Foster, and that will be his second personal foul. Tying Grant Foster has 14 points and 6 boards, but he's also got 2 fouls, 3 turnovers in 25 minutes. Also add, from a positive standpoint, 2 blocks to his credit. 42-36. Bama with the ball in a 6-point lead with 14:08 to go. Diabate had it poked away from him after a bad pass. McLaughlin drives in, had his dunk attempt blocked. It was blocked by Diabate. War had it stripped, goes to the deck. There's a scramble for a loose ball. He's spinning. That's either got to be a tie-up or a walk. Good night. Grand Canyon basketball. They'll drive, they'll spin, they'll shoot, they'll miss. And I tell you what, these 3 in stripes have just about lost control. Man, both sides are livid. They don't know what to call or maybe how to.
And And that's a big third foul call on Grant Nelson after the loose ball. Had Tyon Grant Foster attacking the basket. Grant Nelson with a scramble situation, a little bit out of position, not a ton of contact, and sends Grand Canyon back to the line, and a big third foul on Grant Nelson.
Tyon Grant Foster knocks down the free throw. He's got 15. 5-point game with 13:46 to go. Free throw is missed badly. Ball tipped into the hands of Estrada. Estrada getting it front court, stops on the wing. Now trying to back his way down against a smaller guard. Kicks it over to Sears on the right wing. He'll drive into the lane. Got fouled, and Mark will go to the line, or will he?
No, just the 15th foul, but Alabama needs to stay in attack mode. And team fouls starting to even out a little bit. Just the 5th foul, but there was a big disparity just a few minutes ago.
Third on Bama. 3, bottom. Mark Sears knocks it home on the inbounds play, and the Tide leads it by 8 with 13:25 remaining.
And that was about 3 minutes that Bama had gone scoreless, missed 5 in a row. Finally, Mark Sears gets the lid off the basket.
A 3 on the other end, up short, rebounded by Walters, and Sam will come the other way. Flips it to Estrada. Estrada to the rim, lays it up, shot blocked, scramble, picked up by the Lopes, and they'll run the other way, getting it to their big man and throwing it home was Grant Foster, and he's got 17. 6-point Bama lead still with 12:56 to go. Sears crossing over, getting into the lane, high off the glass. It popped out. It was halfway down and popped out, and the Lopes will run the other way.
It's wanted goaltending. Somebody grabbed the rim, but no call.
Harrison with it, far wing for Bryce Drew's squad. Harrison working against Pringle, who's got 3 fouls. He shoots a deep 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Sears, and Bama will bring it ahead.
That's great perimeter defense by Nick Pringle to force a difficult shot.
Sears on the drive, getting into the lane, spinning, kicking. Walters, come on, baby. 3 ball, no good. Rebounded Estrada. Steps through, spins, shoots, no good. Ball tipped out long, and it's going to be claimed by Sears. Mark with the dribble, lost it off his foot, has it on the deck, calls timeout, and Alabama will have it when we return. 12:06 to go. 45-39. A spot in the Sweet 16. The right to face North Carolina in LA next week. On the line here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Bama's up 6. 45-39, 12:06 to go in the ball game here in Spokane in the NCAA tournament. Winner gets Carolina and LA. We think Coke Zero Sugar is the best Coke ever. It's a bold statement, but it's got that irresistible taste to back it up. Coke Zero Sugar truly is amazing. Taste it for yourself. Brian Pasick, it seems like we've been going from one scramble situation to the other. Again, adversity, NCAA tournament, got to push through.
Yeah, and Grand Canyon doing a good job defensively, not making it easy on Alabama. They're one of the top shot blocking teams in the country, and that just started a Lopes fast break. It was a 4-point swing as Aaron Estrada took the ball in. Great block shot that started Grand Canyon's fast break. And other than a made three by Mark Sears, it has been a struggle the last 5 minutes of this second half for Alabama. But fortunately, still getting stops, doing the job defensively. Just 3 made field goals for Grand Canyon since halftime. But they're also getting to the line at a pretty high rate. Alabama's got to defend without fouling. And also, you've got some guys in foul trouble. Grant Nelson, Nick Pringle with 3 fouls. Also, Jaron Stevenson with 3 fouls. Rylan Griffin got going early in this game in the second half. Started to take the ball to the basket, get to the free throw line. Made a 3 late. Since then, he's been pretty quiet, as has Mark Sears, with the exception of that made 3. And both teams playing so hard. It's been scrappy. It's been tough. It's been physical. And a lot of guys look a little winded in this game. Alabama's the deeper team. Hopefully that pays off the last 12:06 of this game.
Stevenson, Sears, Pringle, Griffin, and Walters, the 5 on the floor for Nate Oates' Alabama Crimson Tide. 15 seconds remain on the shot clock. 12:06 is left to play in the ball game. Pringle inbounds it to Sears. Mark will drive left. He'll hesitate. He'll back out at 11. Spinning left again at 9. At 8. Steps back. 3. No good. And the rebound is claimed on the near side by Grand Canyon. It's Grant Foster. Hurry the other way. Working against Pringle. Drives in. Lost it. Picked up by Sears. Mark getting it front court. Mark on the near wing. Going downhill. Kicks it in the corner. Sam again. 3. Bottom. Huge for a lot of reasons. Sam Walters, the bank first 3, and the Tide leads it by 9 with 11:35 to go.
Defense leading to offense as Grand Canyon gets the timeout. Bama has not shot the ball well here in this game, especially in the second half, and Sam Walters gets a wide open 3 because of the dribble penetration in transition from Mark Sears.
Bama 7 of 24 from bank first 3-point range. The opposition 2 of 16. What matters most? The overall score. It's 48-39 Bama when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Power for a better Alabama.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy. With only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar. Or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
We're back in Spokane. Bama's up 9, 48-39, 11:33 to go in the ball game. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Here's an important reminder to all Crimson Tide fans to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here. COVID-19 continues, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. BP, it was a bank first 3, but it seemed awfully important when it went down.
Yeah, the freshman Sam Walters has struggled a little bit with his shot lately. He was out here at halftime and struggling, and some of his teammates was trying to encourage him because he wasn't knocking down shots like he normally has in games or even in warm-ups at halftime, and hit a big one right there. And it was all Mark Sears. Got the steal, the deflection, the steal, got the ball inside, kicked it out to Sam Walters, who didn't hesitate. And we can see Nate notes talking to his team, and I've seen him talk to Sam Walters throughout this season and in this game. Shoot the ball when you're open. He was open, let it fly, and knock down a big one for the Crimson Tide.
I love looking at the Bama huddle breaking up in the freshman, Davin Cosby Jr., the broken foot that's keeping him from playing in this NCAA tournament. He's not a guy that's played a ton of minutes this year, but he's a great kid who is as invested in this group as anybody else, encouraging, doing whatever he can to help his squad. Talking to those guys as they make their way back on the floor. Pringle, Stevenson, Walters, Sears, and Griffin, the five out there for Bama, as Grand Canyon has it front court to our left. Harrison looking to play to the right side. Reverses back left side, gives it off to Grant Foster. He goes left, pump fake, gets a man in the air, shot up and good for two. Stevenson tried to come over and get the block, couldn't get a finger on it. 7-point game, 48-41 Bama, with 11:11 left to play. Griffin takes it left side. Driving, stopping, had it knocked away, and a late whistle and a foul is going to be called on the Lopes. No argument for the man it was whistled on. I believe that's Ray Harrison. And Brian, that is now his fourth for the starting point guard, who leads them at 4 assists per game and also one of their best free throw shooters, even though he struggled today.
Yeah, that's a big fourth foul call. As we've talked about, this isn't a deep Grand Canyon team. Now all of a sudden Alabama's not as deep as they used to be with Latrell Wrightsell out.
Bama tried to force it inside. Pringle went diving for the loose ball, couldn't get it, and here come the Lopes with it the other way. It's Grant Foster with it on the wing, being defended by Sears. He'll play off of a screen. He gets double teamed, poked away by Sears, into the backcourt, run down, and then a walk should have been called as his foot slipped. They've got a man trapped at midcourt. Dribbling away from it, though, will be Blacksher. Blacksher going right, weaving, getting into the lane, stopping, firing a pass that bounces off the face of Stevenson because it was such a horrible pass by the GCU guard. It just kind of caught him off guard. No way he could catch it. Goes out of bounds, and the Lopes will inbound it from the baseline.
Grand Canyon was trying to turn it over on that possession, almost did a couple of times, and now they'll have it with under 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Blacksher trying to get it in. Looking, firing it in, gets it outside to Grant Foster. Grant Foster at 5, at 4. Let's fly from deep, and it's no good. A long rebound to Sears. Alabama wants to run up by 7. Sears in the front court. Finds Walters. Great catch in traffic initially, then lost it. Had it, couldn't hang on to it. Now here come the Lopes the other way. Left side wall, driving, the runner off the glass, no good. And Bama, the only team underneath to claim that miss. Here comes Griffin, front court for Alabama. Let's get a bucket right here and kind of take a little life out of him. Get that thing to 10 maybe with a 3. Sears near side. Sears with it. Trying to back his way down against Blacksher. Gets into the paint, fires it over. Stevenson all alone. 3. No good. Rebound claimed by Sears. He won the jump ball against Blacksher. Mark on the far side. Working against the defender. Spins to his left. Gets to the rim. Had it stripped and taken away. And here come the Lopes the other direction. Moore weaving through traffic. Got away with a push off, or did he? They call an and one opportunity. Same official who has struggled with accuracy throughout the day missed that one. 5-point game and a chance to get it to 4.
Well, Alabama continues to struggle from the 3-point line. Jaron Stevenson wide open. Second chance opportunity with Mark Sears going up and getting it. One thing to keep an eye on in this game is Mark Sears has not been out. He's played extremely hard on both ends of the floor and looks a little winded with 9:41 to play.
Free throw good by Moore, and they have cut it to 4, 48-44, with 9 minutes and 37 seconds left to play. Estrada working front court. Goes to his left, goes to the rim, lays it up. Goaltending is the call. Moore blocked it after it had hit the backboard. 9:27 to go, and Bama's lead goes back to 6. Count the bucket for Estrada. Yeah. He has got 8.
And the Grand Canyon players asking for them to review it at the next time out, which they can.
Blacksher working to the right side. Ward now onto the left wing. They'll feed it off. Back up top with the dribble is Moore. Moore goes left, spins in the lane. They're going to call him for a walk. A pirouette.
That's really good defense by Aaron Estrada, moving his feet, giving ground, not fouling, and caused the turnover.
9:11 and ticking. Time left. Bama 50. Grand Canyon University 44. The Tide gets it front court with Estrada. Crosses over right, had it knocked away and stolen. The takeaway by Moore. They'll feed it onto the right side to Ward. Ward driving against Nelson. Got him in the air, laid it up off the glass and in. 4-point game again as Bama struggling against the long arms and the quick hands.
Alabama's so good taking care of the ball in the first half. That has not been the case here in the second. 4 Alabama turnovers in the last 3 minutes.
11 for the ball game. Sears trying to shake free. Picks it up, gives it to Stevenson. Jaron will hand it back to Mark. Mark hesitates, goes down the lane. Runner off the glass and in. What a move. Mark Sears, he's got 20. And Alabama leads it by 6 again with 8:18 to go.
And was able to finish over a couple of shot blockers.
McLaughlin picks up the dribble, hands it off. Blackshear top of the arc. Blackshear now working left, gives it off to Grant Foster. Grant Foster against Griffin, and they're going to call a foul on Rylan Griffin.
It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Tyon Grant Foster, who's been so good in this game. Already with 19 points, 7 for 17 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Missed a bunch of free throws early. He's been better since, just 3 for 9 from the stripe, and Alabama has not had any answers for one of the best players in this tournament.
1-and-1 for Tyon Grant Foster, right at his season average. And he'll have another try upcoming. 20 points for him. He averages 19.8 per game.
Coach telling his team to block out. Great rebounding team in Grand Canyon. They've already gotten an offensive rebound after a missed free throw. Don't want to see that happen again.
Second free throw up. That one, the friendly roll, settles through the net. And again, it's back to a 4-point game. Estrada bringing it ahead for the Crimson Tide with 8 minutes to go. Aaron goes left side, left alone, 3-ball, in and out, no good. Rebounded Stevenson, got shoved in the back, and that on McLaughlin will be personal foul number 4. Big call right there on Gabe McLaughlin with 7:54 to play. We got a 4-point game here in Spokane. Bama 52. GCU 48 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Did you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container, because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
There is nothing easy about this. Bama's up for 52-48. 7:54 to go in the ball game. A ticket to the Sweet 16 is on the line. Remember, Tide fans, it's a new season at Kohl's. With everyday styles and great prices, you can get more of what you want for less. Find go-tos for going everywhere and perfect picks for your home. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com today. Gonna get personal here for one moment, Brian. What my wife just texted me, you're exactly right. That's all I'm going to say. It had to do with the bald guy standing over there in front of you.
Better left unsaid. Yeah. So we'll just say this.
official went over to review what was a questionable goaltending call. Grand Canyon requested it. It was Aaron Estrada going to the basket. It was pinned on the backboard. The call on the floor was goaltending, and a new rule in college basketball. You can go to the monitor at the next timeout, review it. They said that was the correct call. It was a goaltend. So there was some concern they might take that deuce off the board here during the timeout. That won't be the case. Alabama still up for a chance to go to the line. It'll be Jaron Stevenson, the freshman, at the line for a 1-and-1, the 7th team foul for the Lopes. Alabama with 9 team fouls, and Nate Oates wants his team to defend at a high level and do it without fouling. They haven't been able to throughout this game, and that's the game plan for Bryce Drew and Grand Canyon. They're one of the best in the country at getting to the free throw line, and Alabama hasn't been able to keep them off. And I think the team that goes to the free throw line the most the rest of the way, the last 7:54 of this game, may be the winner.
Going to the stripe will be Jaron Stevenson for the Crimson Tide. A big 1-and-1 for the freshman from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. 72% free throw shooter on the year. He missed it. Rebound fought for, scramble, and taken away by War for GCU. Moore with the basketball, driving underneath, goes to the rim, put it up, wouldn't go, but they're going to call a foul on Grant Nelson, and on Grant, that'll be his 4th.
Yeah, that's a mistake by Jaron Stevenson. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1, doesn't get back, and it was Grant Nelson coming over with help side defense, and he'll have to go to the Alabama bench. Now it'll be Nick Pringle checking in for him. A chance to extend this lead, and now it'll be Grand Canyon at the line with a chance to cut it to 2.
Moore shooting the first of 2 and knocking it home. 16 of 27 for the game. They missed 10 in the first half. Moore's second attempt, trying to get to 7 points for the day, and he does. Hit them both, and it's 52-50. 7:41 to go. It's as close as they've been here in this second half. Pringle to Sears. Mark left alone. Dead on 3. Bottom. Oh, Mark Sears. A huge bank first 3. And Bama leads by 5 with 7:22 to go.
He looks a little tired, but looked great on that jumper. Elevation and knocks it down.
Lopes trying to back their way down. Grant Foster in the paint, kicks it to Roar. Top of the arc, shot partially blocked. Inside, layup is good, and a foul is going to be called as Bama did not get a box out, and it was picked up by their big man, Duke Brennan, who laid it in, and on Stevenson, that'll be his 4th.
Well, it was one of those threes that was so far off, an air ball went right to Brennan. Alabama not in great position. Jaron Stevenson with a foul. Chance for a huge 3-point play.
Really thought Pringle partially blocked that. As the free throw is missed, Stevenson had it taken away over his back, and somehow Sears came out with it for the Crimson Tide. Somehow Mark took it away from Tyon Grant Foster, and Bama's got it up 3 with 6:55 to go. Mark working left side, gives it off to Pringle, had it stripped, and here come the Lopes the other way. They feed it right side, laying it up, shot is good. It's a 1-point game, and they call a foul as well. An and 1 opportunity upcoming for Tyon Grant Foster as he got the bucket, and he was fouled on the play to make it 55-54. And fouling out of the game there is Jaron Stevenson.
Alabama with its 12th turnover, and those have led to easy opportunities for the Lopes. Alabama only turned it over 3 times in the first half, and since then it has been all Grand Canyon on the defensive end.
Nate Oates using the 5th foul as an opportunity to buy a timeout, talk things over with his squad. Sam Walters coming in. Grant Foster, who's got 23, but is 5 of 11 from the free throw line, shoots 1. And he makes it, and we are tied at 55. Bama's led it by as many as 10 in this second half. But right now it's a tie game with 6:40 to go. Estrada on the drive, spinning, stopping, looking, gives it out to Sears. Mark down the lane, scoop shot, no. Rebound claimed by the Lopes, and now they'll hurry the other way, looking to take the lead. Into the paint they go. They're going to call a blocking foul on Alabama's Rylan Griffin.
Well, Alabama just not able to keep Grand Canyon out of the paint in transition. The missed shot is Mark Sears, and when you miss a shot at the rim, and that was a tough two, well defended by a great shot blocking team, they're going to push, and Alabama not able to get back and stop the ball. We've seen that so many times here in the second half, and now a chance for Grand Canyon to take the lead.
It's been a chaotic pace. Bama plays with tempo, but this game has been rather chaotic in stretches, which favors GCU. Got a fight on our hands, folks. Quite a fight. Moore trying to give GCU its first lead in the second half, and he does.
Alabama's going to have to overcome adversity. You've got Latrell Wrightsville, your best three-point shooter, out of this game with a head injury that happened in the first half. Jaron Stevenson on the bench having fouled out. Grant Nelson on the Alabama bench with 4. Got to fight through the adversity here the last 6:25 of this game.
Free throw up, free throw miss, long rebound claimed by Moore, feeds it inside, the dunk attempt blocked, scramble for the loose ball, Bama's got it down 1 with 6:15 to go. Estrada throwing the lob, Pringle to catch, lost it. He lost the handle, and here come the Lopes the other way. Grant Foster on the far wing, hesitation move, spinning, shooting, off the glass and in. 3-point lead right now for the Lopes. Poise, fellas, poise, a lot of hoops left. 5:55 to go. Bama down 3. Top of the arc, Pringle handing it off to Sears. Mark stepping back, deep 3 for the tie. In and out, no good. Tipped out, but a foul's going to be whistled on GCU with 5:40 to go. Boy, Nick Pringle laying it on the line, tipping it to keep that one alive. 13 fouls have been called on Alabama this half, 7 on Grand Canyon.
And they're going to look at this one. Maybe a hook and hold situation. I didn't see it, but Mark Sears missed the 3. Great effort by Nick Pringle to try to tip it out. And the foul against Grand Canyon, we'll see who'll go to the line. I think it's Pringle, but not sure. They're looking at it right now on the monitor.
Brian, they're talking it over, and they called the foul on Brennan. And it will be a 1-and-1 upcoming for the Crimson Tide. And I think it will be Nick that'll shoot them. He's 1 of 2 in the game so far. Only 3 points, but 6 rebounds. And a couple of block shots in 20 minutes. Momentum favoring GCU. 5:40 remains. They've gone on an 8-0 run in the last 90 seconds. They made 5 of their last 7 from the field. Pringle, a big 1-and-1 right here. Couple of bounces for the South Carolina native. Eyes the basket, lets it fly, and knocks it down.
May have been a lane violation against Grand Canyon if he missed that one.
Well, we don't need to see that happen right here, though. Diabate almost in too early as well. He and Ward battling for position. Trying to make it a 1-point game. short. Rebound tip twice. Diamante has it. Gives it off to Estrada. Estrada working into the lane. Bounce pass. Sears. Sears inside. Kick. Right corner. 3. Walters. No. Rebound. Estrada. Spins. Looks. Outside Sears. Sears and a timeout. A foul actually called on GCU. They whistle that one on Tyon Grant Foster.
And that'll be Mark Sears going to the line. What a big-time offensive rebound by the freshman, Mo Diabate. Got up high after the Nick Pringle miss.
I think Walters battled somebody for it, and the deflection allowed Diabate to go get it, but now Sears a big 1-and-1, and he hits the front end, and it's a 1-point game with 5:25 to go. 5:24 exactly left to play.
Mark's a really good free throw shooter, but there are a lot of tired guys on the floor.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
He missed it. Rebound. Diabate goes in off the glass. Count it, and he's fouled. Mo Diabate, second big rebound on this trip down the floor. He's given Bama a 1-point lead and one opportunity upcoming.
You got to have guys step up. Alabama's got Latrell Wrightsell out. You got his backup, Devin Cosby, out. Jaron Stevenson has fouled out. Grant Nelson's on the bench with 4, and Mo Diabate with an opportunity. A couple of huge offensive rebounds. A rare miss from Mark Sears. And little Mo goes and gets it a chance for a huge 3-point play.
The lefty from Queens got the friendly roll, climbed over the front, and Bama leads it again, 60-58 with 5:20 remaining.
And that was a 4-point trip for Alabama.
Needed every one. Harrison front court. He's playing with 4 fouls. Goes to his right. Harrison on the drive. Loses it. Out of bounds. Bama ball. Mark Sears challenged him. Harrison could have been called for his 5th on a push-off. No whistle coming. We'll see Brennan leave the game because I believe he got popped in the face, or at least they're going to fix a cut before he will come back on the floor. They're doing that, stopping play just long enough for that cut to be taken care of.
And as good as Alabama was in the first half defensively, right now having a very difficult time getting stops. The Lopes 5 out of their last 7. And when they haven't scored, they've gotten to the free throw line. That was a huge stop for Alabama. Great strip by Mark Sears.
Bama up 2, 5 minutes to go. Estrada left side to Pringle. A dribble, a pivot, a give to Diabate. Mo in the lane, jump stop, reverse layup, good! Oh, the freshman growing up here. 4:50 to play, and Bama leads by 4. Timeout, GCU.
And how about Mo Diabate? Nate Oates greets him as Bama comes off the floor. It was a dribble handoff to Mark Sears. That was what Bama wanted to do. The defense reacted to Mark Sears, and Mo able to take it inside and finish at the rim.
Boy, there's a lot of energy being expended, a lot of emotion, but a lot of Mo right now for Alabama. Yes, momentum, but Mo Diabate as well. 2 big rebounds and 2 big buckets for him in the last 2 minutes.
It's been a struggle for Alabama with the foul trouble, with the injury situation, with as well as Grand Canyon has been playing, and a huge 7-0 run for Bama in the last 52 seconds. Getting on the offensive glass, Mo Diabate, the freshman, leading the way.
A 7-0 run without GCU getting a shot off during that time, Brian. They are 5 of their last 7, and they were before Bama started. It's 7-0 run. If they don't shoot, they can't win. Don't let them get to the free throw line either. 4:44 to go. Grant Foster trying to drive and got fouled by Mo Diabate. They call the foul on the floor. That'll be just the second on Diabate. And it stops the clock with 4:40 remaining.
But it will be 2 free throws.
Yep.
For Grand Canyon's best player, Tyon Grant Foster. He's already got 26 in this game, and he'll go to the line for his 13th and 14th free throw.
A deep breath. And now the first. And he gets the roll. Tyon Grant Foster. Kansas City native, transfer from DePaul. He was the WAC Player of the Year. and he hits them both to make it a 2-point game again, 62-60. Alabama with the ball and the lead with 4.5 to play. Estrada directing traffic. Dribbles to his left, picks it up, finds Pringle. Nick spins, gives it off to Sears. Mark going left, cut off, backs it out. 10 to shoot. Sears trying to get downhill. Sears, bounce pass, Pringle, kicks it over to Walters. 5-4, Walters in the paint, shot clock, and taken away. Here comes Grant Foster the other way. Stripped by Diabate, but Grant Foster gets it back. And then a foul on Estrada out near the timeline. Bama bailed him out right there. Oh, Mo Diabate almost got the steal for the Tide.
Well, it was a heck of a play by Ty and Grant Foster to maintain possession because it was a terrific defensive play by Diabate and a little bit maybe of a frustration foul from Aaron Estrada, sending Grant Foster back to the line where all of a sudden he's heating up from there.
He is indeed. 29 for him. Rylan Griffin back in the game, battling some leg cramps. He's been trying to keep it stretched out. 4:05 to go. Second free throw is missed. Rebound tipped, and Pringle claims it for Alabama. 62-61. Bama the ball in a 1-point lead. Estrada dribbling left to the circle, looking for Sears. He'll drive left, Estrada will. Swings it near side, Griffin. 3-ball, no. And a rebounding foul is going to be called on the Lopes as again, Mo Diabate battling inside for position. Drew the foul from Luke War. That is his 5th. Timeout. 3:48 to play. Bama 62. GCU 61 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Hi, I'm Nick Pringle.
And I'm Loyal McQueen.
Winter is a time for excitement of Crimson Tide basketball, but it is also when viruses that cause respiratory diseases are more rampant into our community.
Vaccination is important for everyone, and especially for those who are at higher risk of developing complications, including older Americans and those with medical conditions.
Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including COVID-19, flu, and RSV. So don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/immunization today. Stay safe and roll Tide.
It's a 1-point game, 3:48 to go in the ball game. Trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Bama leads at 62-61 over Grand Canyon. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. And don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoBama to order yours today. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Brian Pasick. We are courtside. BP, you got to be tough to grow up in Queens, New York, and toughness is exactly what Mo Diabate is bringing to the Crimson Tide at just the right moment. Well, if Alabama is going to win this game and advance to the Sweet 16, it's all about toughness and overcoming adversity. Latrell Wrightsell out with a head injury. His replacement, Devin Cosby, unavailable because he broke his foot late last week. You've got Grant Nelson in foul trouble. Jaron Stevenson has fouled out. Rylan Griffin back in this game, but he's been dealing with cramps, and it's been the freshman Mo Diabate. 5 big points, 5 huge rebounds, a chance to go to the line. It'll be a 2-shot foul for Mo after the rebounding foul. He's a 44% free throw shooter, but the fact that he's at the line after Alabama missed the 3, he has been so tough, and he's been huge when Alabama's needed him to be. Defensively, it's about getting stops and defending without fouling. The Lopes have already been to the line in this game. My monitor's wrong, but they've been there a bunch.
They have. It's 23 of 37, BP, and Alabama just 10 of 16 from the stripe.
and it's been Tyon Grant Foster who's lived there. 16 free throw attempts. That's almost as many as Alabama has had as a team. He's got 29 points. That's the focus of the Alabama defense. It's been tough for Alabama with Rylan Griffin out with cramps. He's been the matchup on Tyon Grant Foster.
Here's Diabate. The free throw is up. The free throw is good. He'll have another one upcoming, and Bama leads by 2 with 3:48 remaining. Who draws the assignment on Grant Foster?
It's either going to be Rylan Griffin. That's been the best matchup, but because of the cramps to his leg, it looks like. Not sure if they'll go with that. Mo Diabate also an option.
Woo, man, he hits them both.
How about a 43% free throw shooter stepping to the line in this situation and knocking both down?
Bama by 3 with 3:45 to go. Grant Foster front court. Diabate defending him. Grant Foster goes right side. Cut off. Grant Foster picks up the dribble. Gives it off. Gets it handed back to him. He'll drive left. He's picked up by Griffin. Now they work a little weave out high. They give it up top to Grant Foster again at 9. At 8. Let's fly from short. Ball in the air. Tip. Fought for. Sears comes out with it. Mark on the left wing. Circles from trouble. Trying to back it out now. 3:15 to go. Bama ball up by 3. Griffin holding it near side. Looking. 15 to shoot. Griffin still holding it at 12.
Alabama going slow, looking for Mark Sears.
They found him at 8. Sears timeline in front of us at 6. At 5, Sears from deep for 3. No. Rebound claimed by the Lopes, and then they lose it. Picked up by Pringle to Estrada. Circling away from trouble with 2:47 to go. And Bama gets a reset. And it went all the way to 30 because that was a change of possession. Bama ball up 3. 2:37 to go. 15 left on the shot clock. And we've got
I think they're going to look. Well, they're not looking at the monitor. Several guys fell down. A chance for the officials to get the sweat cleaned up off the floor with 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah. That's almost a gift of a timeout, isn't it?
For both teams. Yeah. Listen, this has been a battle, and Grand Canyon isn't deep. Alabama all of a sudden isn't deep.
Grand Canyon is deep. I've seen the pictures.
The Lopes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucker's really deep. Inbounding the ball will be Estrada. Giving it off to Sears. Mark at the timeline far side. Still with the dribble alive at 10. At 9. Sears at 8. Bama trying to add to a 3-point lead late. 6. Gives it to Pringle. Nice feed inside. Diabate. Left-handed shot is good. Oh, Mo! 2:22 to play. Bama by 5. It was Pringle to Diabate who laid it in, and Bama has the lead with 2:12 to go by 5. On the drive, they'll flip it left side. McLaughlin, he'll stop and kick it to Harrison. Harrison up top. Grant driving, shooting off the glass. No rebound claimed by Estrada that knocked away. Claimed on the right side. The 3, Grant Foster, no. Pringle hands it off to Sears. 1:50 to go. Pringle gets it front court. We're going to play keep away up 5. 66-61 Bama. 1:42 to go.
Alabama typically wants to go fast, but they have milked the shot clock late in this game. They'll do it again.
Sears with it out high, directing traffic. Says y'all get out of the way. 8, 7. Sears at 6. Sears at 5. Sears to the rack. Inside. Pringle the flush. And Bama leads by 7 with 1:20 to go. One more stop. And let's go to the Sweet 16.
What a play by Mark Sears to get in the defense and get it into Pringle.
Harrison on the drive. Throws it inside. Ball strip. Take it away. Estrada with it. Estrada with the basketball. And Bama just trying to play keep away now. 1 minute from the Sweet 16.
Alabama on a 6-0 run, getting stops and making plays at the rim.
Sears being defended by Moore. Sears with 12 to shoot, 50 to play in the game. Sears driving into the lane, off the glass, no, got fouled, and he will go to the line to shoot 2 with 44.9 seconds left, and Bama leading by by 7.
What a job on both ends of the floor by Alabama. We talked about if Bama was going to get this done, it was going to be all about toughness. And it's been Nick Pringle, Mo Diabate, and Mark Sears. What a job on both ends of the floor. And it'll be Mark, who has not had a break in this game. He's clearly tired. A chance for 2.
First free throw up and good. The man from Muscle Shoals. 25 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. He hit them both. Do it, Mark Christopher. Bama by 9 with 44 seconds left to play. Harrison front court. Harrison trying to get free. Gives it off. Oh, he walked. He walked. Ty and Grant Foster walked. And Bama is going to dance on to the Sweet 16. Timeout briefly as we'll see Pringle exit and Diabate exit. And man, how good has he been? Walters and Nelson on the floor with Griffin, Estrada, and Sears. 37 seconds remain. Bama a 9-point lead in the ball. Estrada giving it up to Nelson, and a foul in the backcourt is going to be whistled on Colin Moore.
The toughness of this Alabama team late, the adversity they've had to fight through. With Latrell Reitzel out with injury, Devin Cosby not available. You've had several guys in foul trouble. Rylan Griffin, who played so well in the first half, hasn't been able to play the normal minutes that he would in the second half because of cramps. Grant Nelson hasn't had a big game, a lot of it due to foul trouble. You needed other guys to step up. And how about the freshman, Mo Diabate?
Nelson free throw, perfect. And Bama has matched its biggest lead of 10 points after it trailed.
And listen, late in this game, Bama got stops. This is a team that has been the best offensive team in the country all year long. The question marks have been defense. Alabama's going to win this game because of defense late. Grand Canyon hasn't scored in almost 4 minutes.
Nelson hits them both. Bama leads by 11, folks. Wow. GCU will wait to pick it up now, and the clock starts with 33 seconds to go. Blackshear working top of the arc. Steps back. Deep 3. It's no good. Pringle grabs it. Gives it off to Rylan Griffin. And the white flag has been waved from Grand Canyon. Alabama's going to advance. Estrada front court. The shot clock is dark. The final 10 seconds are going to tick away. And let's get out of here and head to L.A. as the Tide rolls to the Sweet 16. A final score of 72-61. And strike up the band. L.A., we'll see y'all. The Lopes had us on the ropes, but the Tide has rolled into the round of 16, claiming a 72-61 victory over Grand Canyon University.